Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for quarter 2 of 2024. This is for April through June of 2024. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this card that says, expect a powerful change, and you also have this card that says, adjustments are required. So, there clearly could be a big change coming in for you this quarter, but you're going to have to make some adjustments. You have the Temperance card, Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Temperance is about like turning one thing into another. So, with Temperance, we can, turn a negative into a positive. We can also turn a positive into a negative. So, obviously make sure to go in the positive direction whenever you're kind of like making any transformations, or whenever you're, if you're in a situation that you don't like. The Temperance card says, hey, you have the power to change this. You are the one that can turn this into something that is positive or negative. I also sometimes feel that the Temperance card is kind of saying that you need to get the gold out of a situation. In every challenge that we go through, there's a little bit of something in there, whether it's like a lesson that we learned, or kind of like a literal success that we could get from a challenge or a difficulty. And the Temperance card, I think, sometimes says, make sure to find that. One of my favorite people of all time, Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher, he says, at the end of pain is success. So sometimes I feel that with the Temperance card. Sometimes I feel that the Temperance card is saying, get the success. Don't just settle for the pain that you've been going through, right? And that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up on here with this Temperance card for you, Leo. And so I feel like you need to make sure to get the victory. And even going this way, Six of Wands, Empress, like, are you kidding me? That would be a big victory, a lot of abundance, a lot of success coming in for you. You have the Knight of Swords. I think that the fire signs, for the next few months, I would say for the entire year, need to make sure that they're working on becoming efficient, or need to work on efficiency. Sometimes I look at the Knight of Swords as, it can represent rushing communication, hasty communication, someone rushing in and telling you something. I would be careful of anyone who's rushing in and telling you anything at this time, of course. But really, what I feel like the Knight of Swords is talking about for you, Leo, is becoming more efficient. Anywhere there's friction in your life, how can you get rid of it so that things can move forward faster, basically? And I think that if you can create more, turn your life into a slip and slide, as I like to say, then you're going to find a lot of momentum. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is, quick success, quick conclusions. But, I look at the Eight of Wands as also as a card of momentum. And, it's the card of things happening fast, basically, in your life. So, I think that you could speed up the good stuff here, or you could create more successes. You literally have this success card coming up, but you're going to have to do it through removing friction, or removing things that cause friction in your life. And I literally feel if you do that this will happen quickly, that you will create success very fast, basically, is what I'm trying to spit out here. I also get something about rushing communication. I do feel that there could be a person here who's communicating with you. I would get down to business, is what I feel like saying here with the moon. Sometimes, the Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, rushing communication, going up to that moon, you have the Six of Wands in between them, so it might not be all that bad. But again, sometimes, this could be a person rushing in, telling you something, or, trying to put pressure on you or whatever. And the moon says, get down to the details. Don't just accept the surface level communication. So again, if anyone's rushing in telling you anything, I would get the facts, right? With the Temperance card, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is disappointments, but sometimes I feel that the Four of Cups says that you're getting like one more chance to get something that you really desire in your life. He's been disappointed like 3 times, but this is like his last opportunity to get something that he wants. It's a card of contemplation and apathy. He's not really reaching out and accepting that cup. But again, I kind of feel this is saying, like, don't miss out on an opportunity that could be presenting itself. For some of you, I feel this is a job. Like, maybe you already have a job. I even think that this quarter, you already have a job, but there could be like an opportunity that presents itself. I would take it, even if you're not looking. It's almost like, maybe you're being headhunted or something like that in work. And it's definitely popping into my head because he's not looking at it, And so I feel like there could be something that you're not necessarily looking for or looking at, but it could be a really good opportunity. Obviously, I wouldn't just blindly accept something. Do your research, make sure it's worth it, but I kind of feel like it is, especially if this is a job. This could also be love as well. So, I would stay open to opportunities here. With the Knight of Swords, you have these Six of Wands. I knew that this was all connected. I feel this right here this is all connected. And so I feel that there could be a success coming in for you. And I also feel, again, the success is clear that removing friction from your life, or removing the things from your life that cause friction, is kind of going to be your secret to success at this time. I also feel that you could be finally getting the recognition that you deserve at this time, Leo. So, whatever you work on and whatever you're creating, you could be getting recognition. With the Eight of Wands, you have the High Priestess, very intuitive at this time. So I would be trusting your intuition for sure. I think that I always say that I think Leos are like the most underrated intuitives in the zodiac. So, I would trust your intuition at this time. She is also the card of potential. She has no roof over her head here. And it kind of represents the fact that there are no limits to what you can accomplish. That's literally what the card says. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to go on the journey to accomplish something great. And I feel that you have the opportunity to really accomplish something great here. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have the success card and this forgiveness card. I feel like you could be forgiving a past situation here, and doing that could be leading to success. I also feel that some of you need to kind of like forgive yourself for, not being perfect, or, not doing things in the right way, or whatever you're beating yourself up over here. Leo, I feel like some of you could be really beating yourself up here for whatever reason, and obviously don't do that, right? I feel like you need to be kind to yourself and realize that you can still be successful. There's still plenty of time for your success. I feel like you just have to be focused here. I also feel like you need to watch the words that you use on yourself with these two cards. You have the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. It's like a good reading for the most part, right? But this top row is a little bit stubborn, right? This here. I'm not calling you stubborn here, Leo. I just made that mistake in the Taurus reading. I called Taurus stubborn, right? And got roasted for that, even though they are stubborn. I mean, don't tell them I said that, but, they are pretty stubborn, right? So what I would say here is that the Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things. And, you always get this card with me. So I feel that you need to open up to all the ways of doing everything that you could potentially be doing in your life. I feel if you stay open, you will find success a lot faster. So I would just stay open. I also feel like there could be people that are giving you ideas for some reason in this top row, and I would listen to other people's ideas. You don't have to accept them. These could be ideas for your business or for your health or whatever you're trying to improve. I don't think this is saying you absolutely have to do what they say. I think it's just saying, consider it. Take information in, learn from it, see what you can do. You have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands, of course, is a victory or a success. So I feel like there could be a big victory or success coming in for you with the Six of Wands. I also feel that you could be kind of like growing on a deeper level. I have growth popping into my head here. I don't really look at the Six of Wands as a card of growth. To me, he's been to war, he's coming back from war, and he's having a victory because he was victorious. So he's being celebrated for something. And so I don't really see that as growth, but, it could be growth, and it is popping into my head. Obviously, if you have been through, war, maybe not literally, but figuratively in your life, you've been through some difficulties. Again, if you get the gold from those situations, if you get the success at the end of the pain, then, obviously you will have grown. And, I think that could be happening here. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness and being resourceful. I think we are in a time of resourcefulness, and especially for you, Leo, I definitely feel you are one of the signs that needs to make sure that you're not just like wasting money on things and all that other good stuff. I feel like you need to make sure that you're using your resources wisely and that you're paying attention to kind of like where you're spending your money and all that other stuff. But I also feel that there are better ways that you could do things in work or business, or there are things you could be doing that could make you successful very quickly. And I feel like the weird word, by the way, I just have to spit this out. The weird thing that's popping into my head is I feel like this has to do with like your positioning. It's almost like you could position yourself in life in a different way. I'll give you an example. It's like every once in a while on social media, I'll see a person who just like comes out of nowhere. It's like all of a sudden I see a person who's like all of a sudden an expert on, Instagram or whatever, right? And it's like there's something about that. Like some of those people I've seen do that. It's like they come out of nowhere. They have like no following. All of a sudden they blow up, right? And all this other stuff. It's like they just, I think that some of those people, they just tell themselves that they are the expert, and then they are the expert, right? And I kind of get that feeling here with the Queen of Pentacles, where it's like I feel like you need to tell yourself that you are just a thing, in life, whatever it is. Like if you want to be a manager, I feel like you just need to start like acting as if you are the manager, if you of your business or the place you work or something like that. If there's like a job you want, I feel like you just need to be like, oh, I am this job. That's kind of like the feeling I get off that Queen of Pentacles. I hope that makes sense. It's like all of a sudden you could be doing something, but I feel it's because you're like matching the energy. And again, positioning, right? It's like some of those people I've seen on social media, they like position themselves as the expert in a certain way. And so, I don't know, I hope that makes sense to some of you, but there you go. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, card of expansion and growth. Three of Wands says, what are you waiting for? It's like, that there's a change you have to make in your life, clearly. Because I say this because you have the Temperance card here. And I feel like the Three of Wands is saying, make the change. Do it. Take the leap of faith. With the Six of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. It's crazy. I don't know if you heard me say Knight on the Queen of Pentacles, but I almost said Knight of Wands on that Queen of Pentacles. So there you go. But I feel that it is time for you to start building something new in your life. Really, I feel everybody should be building something new in their life. And it doesn't even have to be anything all that important. It could be a new piece of freaking furniture that you put into your house. I don't care what it is. But I would be building something. There is something about that energy of building that is super important right now. Can't explain it. I have no... the only thing I will say is that the cusp of Pluto, Pluto's going from Capricorn to Aquarius. Right now it's going from Aquarius to Capricorn. Then it's going to go from Capricorn to Aquarius again. That is destruction. That is the death of establishment. So, I believe that we're going to see a lot of things breaking over the next several years. And so during these times of breaking, I think it's better to be a builder and to build something new. So instead of focusing on all the stuff that's breaking, focus on building something positive. And, that's what I would do here. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. You have Pisces here about 900 times. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, if you're looking for love, could be a Pisces, or again, I'm a Pisces. I totally get it. Pisces are little creeps, right? They spy on people. So, if you're dealing with a Pisces or whatever, you could have one that's like spying on you or, watching you from the bushes or whatever, right? My bushes are right here. This is where I spy on people, behind this bush right here. So, again, what I would say is, who knows? If you're into a Pisces, I would say go for it, because you have one here like 5 times. If you aren't, even if you are, I do feel these are all very intuitive cards that all kind of say that you have the answers you need to be very successful. So like it's time to get moving. In the area of what's coming towards you, you have this growing up card. Says relying on others to help you or hoping to be saved. Yes, this is a very Leo thing. So I feel like you need to understand that the only person that's coming to save you is you. You have to save yourself. I'm pretty sure, like I remember maybe like 2 months ago, I said something to you about how like right now, I think Leo, it's like you have to be the king, you have to be the Leo king. Sorry, Leo king, but you have to be the king, right? You have to step up into that energy. And, that's kind of like what I feel here is that you have to kind of like take the lead. You have a sports card. It says collaborate or work as a team to boost your finances, have more fun, and build new connections to grow your career. Yes, we are in a time of collaboration, so anything you can do to work together with other people is obviously going to be a good idea. You have this moon card. And the moon is about not being sure like what to do or what steps to take, but he needs, you need to, this is part of the Fool's journey is where I'm going with this, and the Fool needs to get to these mountains in the background. The mountains represent achievements, and they do represent a challenge, but, where do you get the best views? At the top of a mountain. So he has to climb the mountain, the Fool. This is part of the Fool's journey. I follow the Fool's journey in the tarot, and he needs to get to the top of those mountains to have an achievement. So I feel that there could be an achievement for a lot of you, but, this is about kind of like putting in the work to do that and needing to make it happen. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands card of conviction. It says when you know that something is going to be successful, that's when you will be successful. So it's about like really believing something deep down inside, deep down into your DNA and then making it happen. So I feel like the more that you believe in yourself, the better with this Seven of Wands energy. And I do feel it's really important that you do believe in yourself with the Seven of Wands here. You have the Empress. The Empress says you're very attractive at this time, so definitely get out there. It seems to be a good time for love, by the way. So for those of you that want love, I would get out there, get into public, meet new people, socialize, all that other good stuff. And, I feel you could be attracting a person. I kind of feel like you could be, it's like, this is saying to me that there's an opportunity for you to greatly increase your abundance. But I kind of feel like you have to be the one to save your own abundance, right? You have to be the one that gets out there and puts in the work to make it happen. And again, that card says relying on others. I'm not saying that you're relying on others, but I feel like some of you, again, I'm not calling you out here, Leo, so don't take this the wrong way, please. But don't shoot the messenger. But what I am getting there is that I think that you could be saying like, oh, if only this person would do this, or if only my husband or wife would act in this way or whatever. I feel like this is saying like once you take that radical, self-acceptance for every little thing that happens in your life, as crazy as that sounds, I think that's when things will turn around for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the moon, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is, fortune's turning in your favor, things kind of like improving in your life, or things going more your way. So I do feel like there could be a lot of improvements coming in for you here, or you could be, you could be moving closer and closer towards an improvement with the Wheel of Fortune. Something is changing for the better here, and I really like this. So I do feel like there is some sort of change for the better. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is Knight in Shining Armor. So I do feel clearly that there could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be a Pisces, obviously. Could be any sign. This is a general reading, so take it how it resonates. But I do feel like there's a person who will sweep you off your feet. With the Empress, you have the Eight of Swords again. So again, like I said, I literally said that I feel that Empress is something that's like available to you. It's almost like you don't have it yet, but there is a lot of abundance that could be coming in here. I feel like it's going to come from you saving yourself, basically, with that, whatever this card, what did this card say? Growing up, I feel you saving yourself. You have this Yang Energy card and this Leg Up card. Really good. The Yang Energy card is like the Ace of Wands, passionate new beginning. The Leg Up says that you are being lifted up at this time. So, I feel like the universe wants to support you. The universe wants to lift you up. The universe wants to give you like, some sort of boost. And I do feel there could be a boost coming in for you. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So there could be a positive change coming into your life with the Seven of Pentacles. Again, it's coming up in the area of the good stuff. He's looking at those pentacles and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Has all this work I've done, has it been worth it? Or is there something else I could be doing? So again, I think that there is a positive change coming in for you because it's showing up in the good stuff. You have the King of Cups here. Again, you could be attracting a water sign or any sign, doesn't matter. And the King of Cups to me is a person, in the good stuff who is very emotionally stable. One thing I will say is that everyone gets the King of Cups nowadays. And, we're in a little bit of a time of chaos. And sometimes I feel when we are in these times of chaos that people who are not freaking out every 2 seconds are maybe more attractive. The King of Cups is sitting in choppy waters, but he's perfectly fine. The whole point is that he has a very good handle on his emotions. So, this type of person might just be more attractive to everyone. You have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is this or that thinking. Two of Swords says that there is, another option behind you. I kind of feel like you're finally opening up to other ways of doing things. Eight of Swords twice. Two of Swords is very similar to the Eight of Swords because she needs to see that there is another way of doing things back here. And I kind of feel like you are. It's almost like you're discovering a new solution, or you're just discovering another way of doing things in life, and that could be leading to success. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Fool. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith in a new direction. So I kind of feel like you are going to take a leap of faith here in a new direction. With the King of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yep, really good. If you want love, obviously this person would be a very good person to be with here. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. To me, it's the Tree of Life. It forms a Tree of Life. The Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles like building, leaving a legacy with a person. So, it says that you could be attracting a person where there's a very deep connection, or where you have like a family, or you build and leave a legacy. Even if you don't want love, again, you could just, all of you, even if you do, you could just be, this could just say that you are focusing on what you want in life. You are doing something to build a legacy. So, really nice. With the Two of Swords, you have the Star, even better. The Star is following your North Star. The Star is your opposite sign, Aquarius. So the Star is about having like a big goal, wish, or dream that you just aim at and try to accomplish. But it can also represent healing. So I do feel that you could be going through a deep healing at this time as well here, Leo. But let's see what is going on for you. Definitely a lot of happiness. I mean, that is a very positive outcome in general. You have this isolation card. You could be, a person could be pulling you out of isolation if you have been isolated, or you could be pulling a person out of isolation as well, if you are looking for love. So I definitely get that. You have this discovery card. I would be open to discovery. I feel a lot of you could be traveling or, going on adventures. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands here. What else did I see? I guess that's it. But anything, these could be mental adventures. It could also just be learning other ways or new ways of doing things. You have this speculation card. I feel like it would be a good time for you to do your research on your finances. I don't think it's a great time to gamble. I tell people I would be very careful of investing at this time. Even though I think that there's probably more money than ever to be made, there's also more money than ever to be lost. So I tell people don't just invest in some sort of crypto coin that your 10-year-old nephew is telling you about or whatever. Make sure you have a good reason to do it. If you have a good reason, if you've done your research, then you'll be fine. But if you haven't, then bad things can happen. And, I would just pay attention. You have this versatility card. The whole entire reading talks about flexibility. Knight of Wands, he is spontaneous. If he moves in a direction, he doesn't care. If something over here pops up and, is a better idea, he'll change direction. And I think that being flexible is kind of going to be key for your success. You have the seduction card. I definitely feel that there is someone that you are very attracted to. There's a person that you are very attracted to here, Leo, and I would move towards them. I mean, I would go for it. Definitely looks like a solid love connection if you want love. This could also be a new person I'm getting for some of you, so you might not even know this person yet, and, it just could be a new person that's coming in. But this looks really, really good. So, again, you start out with, I would definitely expect a powerful change, as that card says, but looks amazing. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.